My name is Nate Galle, and I'm a hot section structures engineer at Pratt Whitney North Berwick Engineering Center. I went to school at University of Maine at Orono, Maine, and graduated in 2014 with my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. And I have been working at Pratt Whitney ever since I graduated, so I've been here for a little over 6 years now. Pratt Whitney is a company that designs, manufactures, and maintains jet engines and auxiliary power units for commercial and military jet engines. I really love just the culture at Pratt Whitney. It's a really global company that has a lot of opportunities. You can work really anywhere in the world. And what I love is that I grew up in Maine, and I grew up, maybe 30 minutes away from the plant I work at. And it's really nice to be able to stay in Maine and do a job like this in aerospace. So that's one thing I really like about it. But I also really like the atmosphere at work. There's a lot of folks my age. There's a lot of experienced folks and young folks kind of together. And we all work together to kind of, design jet engines. It's a lot of fun. When I was a young kid, I wanted to be a culinary artist or like a pastry chef. So I still really like to bake and cook, but I think kind of once I started getting into like Legos, that was a big thing. I think for me, it was building things with Legos, being creative, coming up with ways to take things apart and put them back together. I've also really been interested when I was a kid, probably in like middle and high school, about how things work, taking things apart, putting them together again. I was really curious about that, and I was also good at math and science as a kid and found that I really enjoyed it. And I learned about engineering as a career path, and that's a way that I can kind of incorporate all those things I enjoyed in a career that I would enjoy. So yeah, I would say probably around late middle school and early high school is when I found engineering as a career option for myself, and that's when I really started to embrace it. I would say if you are interested in math and science, if that's something that you enjoy, engineering is a great career path. I mean, really, science, technology, engineering, math, the STEM career paths are a great, rewarding career. If you enjoy, learning about how things work, I would say, get involved if you're in school, learn about robotics or coding or, try to build things, woodworking class, all kinds of things like that. If that's something that interests you, I would definitely recommend looking into engineering. There's many different types of engineering career paths. You can do mechanical engineering, chemical, physics engineering, electrical, and I'm a mechanical engineer, which is also, relates to aerospace. But yeah, it's a great career path, and there's a lot of ways you can go with it. For example, with engineering, I knew I wanted to do engineering, but I didn't know what kind because there's so many options. So one thing I actually did was when I was a junior in high school, I went to like an engineering exploration camp at University of Maine, and that was a way for me to kind of learn about the different engineering fields and find out kind of which one I thought I would enjoy the most. So what North Berwick Engineering Center does is they have this rotation program. So when I started out, for my first 2 years, I was kind of getting exposed to different engineering fields. So I started as a structures engineer, and then for 6 months, I went to the design engineering department, and I was working on designing hot section parts. Then I went to cold section design, cold section structures, where I was trying to analyze components similar to how I was in hot section, but just kind of different environment, different types of failure modes, different materials. And then last, I was a durability engineer, so I was doing heat transfer analysis for hot section components. So yeah, for my first 2 years, I was really kind of jumping around, getting to know a lot of my coworkers in the office, and getting to know different types of engineering just within the department. And so ever since then, I've been back in the structures department and taking on different roles of responsibility, but still sticking to the same, core analysis job function. Something that I think is really important is ownership. Own your process, own your accomplishments, and own your mistakes too. And by owning your own tasks, you can be proud of the work you do, and it's going to reflect on who you are as a person, and it's going to show your coworkers that you take what you do seriously, and you have a personal relationship with the work you do, and a personal stake in the success that you have at work. I think it's also important to continuously improve and develop your skills. When I graduated from college, from a 4-year college degree, and I got a master's degree as well through the Pratt Whitney Employee Scholar Program. But even with both of those, 6 years of learning, I didn't know how to design a jet engine. I didn't know how to look at an engine cross section. So a lot of what you learn is on the job. And there's absolutely no such thing as a dumb question. I'd say some of the big accomplishments are like design reviews. So I might spend like 8 months, working, trying to come up with a design that works, making sure it meets all the criteria, working with my team. And at the end of, once we've determined what the design's going to look like, we'll go to a review. So we'll review it in front of the chief engineers, the customer, the subject matter experts, and they'll kind of pick at the design and ask us questions about, why is this the way it is, or did you think about this failure mode? And I'd say it's really rewarding to go through one of those reviews and to finally have that deliverable. And I think one of the most rewarding things for myself was I recently worked on a military fighter engine program, and I went through about 3 years of work and finally got to see the part in metal in person, which was nice because the site we work at is also a manufacturing site. So we have engineering and manufacturing combined. And that was rewarding to be able to see that part in metal, because seeing it on my computer, sometimes you don't really know the scale, and it was neat to see that in person. It's pretty rewarding to know something as cool as a jet engine and something as complicated as a jet engine is something that I get to have my hands on, and some kind of legacy that I get to leave behind. Something else I'd say is get involved. I think that's learn about what there is available to you at your school or in your community. Get out there and try to find out stuff that you're interested in. If there's something that you already know you're interested in, continue to pursue that. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends and family and your teachers, and find out ways that you can kind of build on that. And like I was saying, like engineering camp is something that I did when I learned I liked engineering. Try to get into something like that where you can kind of further develop your skills and your interests. And talk to your guidance counselor. That's a resource that's available to you. One thing I kind of wish that I did when I was younger was I wish I got into some like robotics clubs. That's not really something that was available to me at my school, but they have it now. So even if there's something out there that you don't have at your school, don't be afraid to talk about getting something started up. There's the sky is the limit really when it comes to getting involved, and you can be the leader if you want to be. Just wanted to say thank you, and appreciate having the opportunity.